Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Hooks, Lines, and Hip Hop. I am Hakeem.
Jacob.
Jalen.
What up? Hey,
What
Jalen's
up?
like an official member now.
He's
What
on the
up?
card.
What up?
Oh, is he?
He's on the business
I'm
card.
on the bit, dude. It's been official.
It's been
I wasn't left off bad and bougie, bro.
All right, let's talk about that.
Oh, man. Did you guys watch the
I
episode of Everyday Struggle that came out?
What did they release that whole episode, or was that just filming for an episode? That
They
got
did.
leaked?
They released the episode, the BET Awards
Say
episode.
what?
Say what? Excuse me.
Jalen's having a take-off
What?
moment. We can take you off this episode of the
say what?
podcast.
I
But
thought bad and bougie.
they released the whole episode where they interviewed people on the red carpet, and apparently what had happened was they still had edited the footage a little bit,
Right.
so there wasn't, the full story wasn't being told. But what it seems like happened was Migos is a part of QC, and QC is the label where Lil Yachty's also a member of. And they already were kind of talking shit about Lil Yachty. You know, he's been on the episode. And they were basically saying, like, keep Lil Yachty's name out your mouth so much. And at first they were fine with that. Like, they were like, okay, cool. But then Joe Budden is angry.
What is it?
And, well, he said that the Migos don't give a good interview, which they don't. Have you guys seen the Breakfast Club interview?
No, they.
Would
They're
you
boring.
expect
Yeah.
Amigos to come in there and give? I mean, like, it's
I'm-
just. I wouldn't expect that.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't either. So Joe's thing was they got to vote on who they were going to interview. And Nadeska and DJ Academics voted yes on the Migos.
Right.
And Joe had voted no.
Well, I mean, in that clip, you see DJ Academic say that Migos is one of his favorite rap groups.
Right.
Joe
And
Budden's over there acting like a little.
What is it? What's
bitch.
his deal?
Joe Budden?
Yeah.
He's like...
Who
he's
is
kind
Joe
of,
Budden? That's the real
What
question.
do you mean?
No,
He's
Who
great.
is? I mean, who is
he is a good rapper,
He's
but
amazing. He's a
I mean,
Slaughterhouse member.
he's been shitting on all these people that essentially make him money and get him views.
Because it's controversial. Like, if you're going to shit on anybody, shit on who's popular and get a reaction. You know what I mean?
Well, I like the unity that the Migos.
Oh, they do.
Okay,
Okay,
they
DJ
stood up like
Khaled.
the damn Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
And was
Did
about
you
to whoop
see?
that ass.
They do have unity. Did you see the interview on ESPN? Dan Levitard. I know Jill and I talked about it several times. Dan Levitard is interviewing them, and he asked them who's the strongest weed smoker, and they all kind of look at each other. I think Quavo said, "Oh, we don't smoke weed," and they're all like, "Yeah, we don't smoke weed."
They move like a unit. Like,
Yeah.
did you see, like...
they have
in this-
one brain, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just
Quavo got
constantly-
most of it, but they have one total.
They really just kind of move as a family unit.
Y'all
you
ever
know?
seen Dragon Tales? This is the real question. Okay, you know the two dragons that were like the Siamese dragons? That's essentially who they are with
Migos,
three of
like,
them.
well, Takeoff is on the rear end, I guess.
Damn.
Left off bad and bougie.
Oh, no, don't boo.
Y'all see
Say
the,
what?
the clip with the dolphin noise?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was
That was a sweet little run. Yeah, but they did the episode that day, and then they spoke about it today on another episode. And I mean, it was mainly because Joe Budden and Everyday Struggle in general just kind of talks. You know what I mean? They give their opinion. That's all.
Right.
It's like what we do on here, except on a.
Well, if I
on a
had
way bigger
Migos
scale.
on this, I wouldn't be that disrespectful.
well, yeah. I mean, regardless of if he liked them or not,
He shouldn't have
you ever
stood
seen?
up.
You're a
is-
professional. Just if you're pissed, sit down, shut up, and do the
Look at
interview.
Charlemagne. Charlemagne's the biggest music asshole there is. But have you ever seen him just get up in the middle of the interview and walk out, regardless of how disrespectful the person he was interviewing?
I totally agree. I don't think Joe Budden should have just like thrown the mic down and turned his
Yeah,
mic
and he
on.
like
That's why
hit-
they got upset.
He like hit his leg as he's walking
Yeah,
out, like
exactly.
throwing a little fit.
But you know, he's also got mad because he feels like if you don't want to be on the show, don't be on the show. And you got to understand, he's a rapper first. He's not media trained. You know what I mean?
Well,
True.
So
I mean,
there was, and he said that too. He said that wasn't professional and it was disrespectful.
I mean, it's not just not good for his look. I mean, we saw the traffic incident he had. Was it last year where he flipped out and ran up on that car?
Yeah, well, they were harassing him too, though. Those little kids running up on
Yeah.
you, screaming Drake lyrics.
Speaking of which, did you hear about the Safari Meek Mill issue?
I love it. I love it.
I'm tired of hearing about Meek Mill.
Safari was wearing all white. Meek Mill's crew ran up on him. Supposedly Meek Mill's crew.
No, it was Meek Mill's crew.
It was
I'm pretty
Meek
sure.
Mill's crew, but it wasn't because Meek Mill denies any involvement.
Well, Meek Mill came out today and said that his crew warned Safari to stay away from them.
And they did, but you know, Safari wasn't moving correctly, and but at the end of it, he was still clean. He was in a Rolls
Yep.
Royce, You know, I mean, shout out to Safari. I've listened to his
Does
music.
the doors
once.
go that way?
God, right.
The doors go that way, right?
We're gonna talk about that. That's a good
We should
bridge
wear
into
a
our.
rollie.
That's a good bridge into our topic today. The album we're gonna be talking about today is "Pretty Girls Like Trap Music." So
Pretty boys like trap music too, because these boys
It's
sure
true.
enjoyed this album.
Yes.
God, that was terrible.
Oh, I know, Hakeem. You and I spoke about how this was probably gonna be his most lyrical album, and that definitely shows through, especially with the intro.
I don't want to say it's going to be his most lyrical. I think it was a good segue into what's going to be his most lyrical album. But the intro is that
I know.
intro
I,
is
I usually don't watch interviews and like reviews of other albums before we do ours. I don't want to sway my opinion, but I did watch Anthony Fantano's. He didn't rate it. He don't
no.
like Anthony Fantano.
You don't know the
that
needle
dude.
drop?
No, dude, I can't stand that motherfucker.
That's because he didn't give Forest Hills Drive a high enough rating.
Nobody gave Forest. Well, Forest Hill Drive is a classic, regardless. It's J. Cole's classic.
Anthony Fantano.
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 Anyway, he
Yes.
didn't rate the album, but he did say that
He did a quick review.
Yeah, he did a quick review. But he even mentioned he's talking about more things than just being rich. We've all seen Most Expensivest Shit, the YouTube
I
channel.
love that.
Such a good.
I love that.
But it was a pretty lyrical album for 2Chainz.
2Chainz is the master of punchline rap.
Well,
he's one of them.
It was more lyric than punchline rap really on this
Yeah.
one, and it wasn't so much just jokes. It was just kind of like.
But I mean, if you think about it, I feel like punchline rap can be lyrical. Like Big Sean is a huge punchline rapper, but there are big. Oh my God, Jalen.
Dude, that's about
I'm
to
sorry,
be-
he's not J. Cole.
Well, no, I'm just saying that.
Jermaine.
You mean the guy Kendrick's gonna kill soon?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll talk about that when we review
We were
Grateful.
gonna do that on the Grateful
Oh yeah.
review. But I mean, Big Sean is a mainly punchline rapper, and he still
Yeah.
kind of raps his
What
ass
was
off.
what was your
sometimes.
favorite punchline on this album?
Oh
my
my
favorite. It was not really a punchline. He just said he makes a line about wearing Gucci flip flops with the corners and the bunions, talking about how he's gonna wear some designer shoes with some nasty Shaq feet.
Anytime 2Chainz talks about a pussy being clean, I'm usually laughing. So he did that on the intro, I think. And yeah, I mean he's definitely got like tweetable lyrics.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And this album came out with like a hit in the mouth. Really, the first really 4 tracks are
Really good.
really good.
Really good.
Door Swinging was all right. Realize
was good. I like that
What?
one.
Really?
What you mean?
I like Realize.
Did
you
you
like
see her
Nicki's
perform that last night at the NBA Awards?
I watched a little bit of it.
It was
but
terrible.
I was focused a little more on her physical appearance than the actual
I am
music.
always focused on Nicki.
I'm done with
Nicki
her.
Minaj
appearance.
has, in my opinion, not much musical talent.
Dude, it was
but
so bad.
has
She,
some
I'm pretty
definite-
sure she forgot words.
She probably did.
2Chainz was good, but she was just wasn't good at all. The best part of that song is when 2Chainz goes, fuck all that mumble shit.
Yeah.
I like that he kind of
I
spoke
like
out on that.
I like that. But he kind of mumbles a little bit in his
Yeah, but
music.
He's
Yeah,
stuck-
see, I thought that was a little hypocritical of
Well,
him.
I think he's the difference with 2Chainz and other trap rappers is 2Chainz is stuck to like the traditional trap sound, like the Atlanta sound, the T.I. sound, Young Jeezy sound. Whereas like most people, you talk about trap now and they're thinking of Future, Migos, which Migos is still Atlanta, but it does not the same sound that.
2Chainz reminds me a lot of people like Kanye and like Kendrick, not in regards to subject matter, but in the fact that whenever he puts out an album, there's usually, or even mixtapes, there's usually a concept he's going behind or a sound more so, and he follows through with it really well. He did one of my favorite mixtapes of his is the Freebase mixtape. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to that.
I don't know if I have or not.
It is very hard hitting, and he's spoken about this before, even with like Daniel Son, the Necklace Don. That's not shit because frankly, all those flutes that you heard on Mask Off,
Yeah.
2Chainz was doing it a year before. Nobody spoke about it, but that sound kind of came later. And again, he did 2 mixtapes with that sound, and he followed through with it. I like that he sticks to a concept and does that. And with Pretty Girls Like Trap, he does the same thing.
And it wasn't. I was expecting 2Chainz usually has a heavy, hard hitting trap beat, and a lot of these songs are more laid back, and it was more focused on his vocals rather than the beat, which is usually opposite of trap music. Usually, you're there for the vibe, and the sound.
Which there's still definitely a vibe to this.
Oh,
like
definitely.
that
It's a
first
vibe.
song, it
Yeah.
is a vibe. That first song with those guitars is great. Is great. That's one of my favorite tracks of the year, honestly.
When I was listening to this, based on a true story, was on our like top list for like the
Yeah.
past 5 years, but it was cheesy. I mean, to be honest, it was
Oh,
cheesy.
yeah.
This didn't feel like that as much.
Mm-hmm.
Based on a true story, like you said before, is punchline, punchline, punchline.
Makes you laugh.
Yeah, it does.
Based on true story, makes you kind of laugh.
And this was kind of more serious. I love the song "Poor Fool." He's talking about his relationship with his mom. Finally, he's come out in a song and said why they call him Titty Boy. I mean, he said it in interviews.
Yeah.
But I like that he talked about that. Did you like the feature?
Which on that song,
Yes.
I
Oh shit. Big amount.
I like all the features on here. Honestly, I don't think there's anybody that really stuck out or outshined 2Chainz except on Big Amount because Drake was kind of
Well, and
addressing.
the song's like 2
Chris
years
Brown.
old.
It's a year old. It's like a year.
Wasn't it on?
It was on Daniel's on the Necklace Dawn.
I thought he had it out before that.
It came out the single and the album or mixtape dropped really close together. It was only like a couple days.
Yeah.
So, but that's the only song where I feel like he got outshined by the
The
feature.
only feature I didn't like was the Trey Songz feature.
I
I would have rather heard
Ty Dolla
Sign
do
go
more
longer
lifting.
than hear.
And
Trey
you
Songz.
speak very highly of Ty Dolla Sign. You kind of like his
I like his
singing.
features.
Yeah.
I'm not really too fond of his albums because it is kind of. I mean, it's like a future album. You get kind of tired of hearing the same sound on a different.
He
beat.
reminds me of more like a Wiz Khalifa album where I think it's
Yeah.
always welcome, but it's not really like you're not rushing out to listen to it unless you are a Ty Dolla Sign.
What'd you think about the Pharrell feature? Anytime 2Chainz and Pharrell get together, it's good.
Pharrell's masterful.
Pharrell produced and helped write "Feds Watching."
Really?
Remember that song?
Yeah.
That was a good song. Had a very like Caribbean feel before the Caribbean sound was mainstream.
My favorite feature is still Travis Scott.
Yeah,
4
I was gonna
a.m.
say
is like
that.
one of my
Yeah,
favorite
4
songs.
4 a.m. is one of the best songs on
4 a.m. is nasty. What's your favorite songs off of here?
Probably Blue Cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
With Migos?
Migos.
You're really just on like a ratchet vibe.
Yeah, I
recently.
am.
We kept
Migos
joking
is
you-
fire.
We kept joking on him being the
Is it
backpacker.
Migos is fire or Migos are fire?
Migos is fire.
Migos has one
Because
brain.
their brain,
Migos has
we
one
just
body.
discussed this. One brain, one person.
Well, is it better to like,
Migos
speak
probably,
in?
and then Burglar Bars is probably the other one I really like off of this
Yeah,
one.
he pulled an old school feature there. Monica is the female singer that did the So Gone song that sparked the So Gone challenge of last year. Very good voice.
And he calls out, he drops a little Cole name dropping in there.
And Kendrick. Kendrick was Kendrick was second actually.
Kendrick was second.
Anytime you can hear your bae being
Oh,
brought up.
when I hear Cole, I just instantly gotta tune in.
So, what were your favorite songs?
Saturday Night, Good Drink, 4 a.m., Big Amount, and probably Blue Cheese. I didn't mind.
Off Whites.
I didn't mind any of the other ones, but those are like the ones that I'll return to the most, especially Saturday Night. My God,
that's
that was kind of
awesome.
hard to get past. I replayed that about 4 or 5 times when I
The-
first heard it.
I like honestly the first four.
Yeah,
Door Swinging. It's just an average 2Chainz song.
yeah.
I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Poor Fool was good because the subject content. Big Amount. I skipped it a couple times, but I've heard it before, so it doesn't really add anything to the album.
It's older, to be fair.
Rolls Royce Bitch is probably the worst song of 2017.
He sent me that. He sent me.
It is utterly horrible.
He texted me that.
bitch.
Wraith. The doors go that way. Wraith.
Well, if you look at the numbers on Rap Genius of how many times someone's checked out a song,
Yeah.
the lowest one is Rolls Royce Bitch
Yeah.
by a solid 400 views.
It's bad. You have to admit that it's bad. It is definitely by far the worst song on this album, and it is definitely one of the worst of 2017.
I told you guys this. We got bombarded with music this week. Like, bombarded.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was like, Pretty Girls Like Trap and Easy Breezy Beautiful Thugger Girls came out. I jumped to the Young Thug album first.
I actually listened to Young Thug first,
Yeah.
because I knew I figured I would probably like this one more because Young Thug's growing on me, but it's
Right.
not to where I'm gonna sit there and be really listening to it a
Yeah.
lot. So I listened to the second, and then I went back to Young Thug occasionally.
Yeah.
But this one really stuck out to me.
I have not gone back to the Thugger Girls
Do it.
that much.
Do it.
It's listen, that's my least favorite Young Thug album. It's my least favorite one. to
Oh,
be
I
honest.
forgot. OG Kush Diet.
That beat was dark.
Yeah.
Gritty. It was good.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't get to sit with this one as much as I would have
The-
liked, but it's a good solid.
Just the
2Chainz
chorus
album.
on that song stuck out to me.
OG Kush.
OG Kush Diet.
Honestly, the two songs that I will probably skip consistently are
The
Rolls Royce
song.
Bitch and when Nicki Minaj starts Unrealized. The rest of it's pretty solid. Door Swinging is, like I said, it's just average. Doesn't really do much for me.
I think like
I think he started the album off very well and finished it very well also.
yeah.
So
which
that's-
makes a
it
huge
feel
difference.
like it's that much better.
solid.
And you sit there and you like we just spoke on Major Key.
Yeah.
Major Key, the first 5 tracks that are so good that by the time you get past that, you're like, skip. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's done. Okay, cool. So this one, if you start skipping, you're gonna be like, oh wait, I like that one. Let me go back and listen to that one real
Right.
quick, and you end up not wanting to skip anything.
And it's a decently long album. Man. It's an hour and 2 minutes.
Hour and 2 minutes.
It didn't
Which is
feel
the
that
perfect
long.
amount of time for an album.
Yeah.
An hour.
Did you guys know that albums are, I don't know if you guys have noticed, the recent albums that have been dropping, with the exception of Vince Staples, have been fairly long.
Yeah.
Apparently the reason why is because of streaming. If your album's longer, you have more songs to choose from, and if, say, one song, like for example on here, big amount's already been streamed so many amount of
Yeah.
times, it goes towards the album sales. So if you have a longer album, or if you
More
have,
tracks.
say he has like 3 songs on here, you got 4 a.m. that's probably gonna get streamed a lot.
Good drink
Big
already
amount.
been.
Yeah.
Good drink. Even Saturday
It's a
night.
vibe.
I mean,
it's a vibe's a big one too.
Yep. So you've got those big songs that are gonna contribute towards album sales. So now, and we talked about this with Khaled's album. Khaled's album's over an hour, almost an hour and a half. These albums are a lot longer because it's helping with streaming. Because streaming is the main way people are consuming music nowadays.
Yeah.
Nobody's really. Although to be fair, I just felt a need to support Vince Staples' album,
Right.
so I bought it. I actually bought it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, with smaller artists like that, you feel more. Honestly, I don't feel obligated to buy a Drake album.
No.
I'm sorry.
He's still selling 500,000
Like when-
first week, anyways.
I remember who it was when they saw me wearing the 3Chainz rapper hat and they asked how much it was. Told them it was 50. It was your mom, I think.
Yeah,
John?
my mom asked.
Your mom was like, "You pay $50 for a hat," and then I reminded her, I was like, "That's how he makes money.
Yeah.
He makes money off tours and merch. So that's it. I mean, I'm sure he's making money off I'm the One, but he doesn't make money off his albums. The contract he got for Coloring Book
Right. I was gonna
was
say
kind of.
that.
I mean, it's not sad. I mean, he made a lick off of that.
It's like
but,
$500,000, I think, for 2-day exclusive.
But I mean, imagine what he would have made with a record label just off of No Problem.
Well, again, you got to feed more people too, and
Right.
a lot of these artists are getting shady deals, those 360 deals and stuff. So we don't know the nuances of that. I think Chance makes a lot more money solo or independent than he would with a label because he pockets more money.
Yeah, percentage
Percentage-wise,
proportionately, he's making more money.
But he's not. I'm sure he's not making Drake money.
No.
But in
Nobody's making.
In respect to
Drake
what
money.
That's
he
fair.
does.
Drake, I mean, Drake's making so much
Did
money.
you see the mansion he's getting? He's going to be building in Toronto. Just look at that digital
That's
tour.
just probably cheap.
You'll throw up. No way.
Dude, it's
kidding.
Canada.
It's still like 20 million or something like that. Something sick like that.
So what are you gonna rate the album?
He deserves that mansion. I'm gonna rate it 7.
I was gonna give it an 8 because the two things that I didn't like.
I was gonna do 7.5.
The two things I didn't like knocked it
I'm
out.
not even kidding. I was
Seven,
gonna do.
7.5.
I was really gonna do 7.5. I didn't like. He lost a solid point off of Rolls Royce Bitch. And what else was it that kind of just threw me off a little bit?
The Nicki Minaj song.
Gotta be.
Yeah, that was one thing I was kind of disappointed in. But there was something
Well,
else I can't.
if we
remember.
look at it objectively, all bad bias of Nicki Minaj aside, he's made some pretty good songs where her hits were.
Yeah,
Bees in the Trap was huge, even though it was
Annoying
bad.
as
What was the other one?
Love that music video.
There was there was another one they did.
I can't even think about
We
it.
love something about strippers.
Damn, I love them strippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
on
think
based
of
on
it.
a true story.
Yeah.
It was a good song.
Mhm.
If you don't hate Nicki Minaj.
And even if you do, I think you can still respect it for being a pop rap song.
Yeah.
The only reason why I give it a 7 is because I know my personal taste. I know I won't be revisiting this album nearly as much as I will some of the other stuff that's dropped recently. But again, it's a very solid 2Chainz album. I think the only
especially to follow. I mean, he had Boats, Me Time, which was bad. I mean,
yeah, I don't even
Collie
recall.
Grove was bad.
Collie Grove wasn't bad. It just was not. You come for 2Chainz to hear kind of hits, kind of infectious
He said
songs.
he dropped
that wasn't
Collie
it?
Grove out of the sky.
He really did and then it went right back up because nobody listened to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That big ass mansion. That's.
Did you see it?
I'm watching the construction video. Of
It's
it.
insane, isn't it?
God dang, bro.
All right, so
Shout out Champagne Poppy.
Why would you
Hold
rate
down.
it to 7.5?
I liked most of it. Like I said, there was a few things. The door swinging got on my nerves. That was another point. The Nicki Minaj feature took it down a half a point. And then I mean, I'm biased because I like substance rap a lot more,
Yeah.
more conscious rap. So I'm already gonna knock it down a point because I just know that I'm not getting that from it. So it's
Right.
automatically like, well, I need
And there's a lot of people doing trap music, and my problem is I like some of those artists more than 2Chainz. Despite the fact that I love 2Chainz, despite the fact that there are good songs on here, I'm not jumping to this one first in my lineup. Like
Right.
Migos, Kodak Black, those are some of the ones I put on for whatever. Painting pictures is
They don't want to see us winning.
Tunnel Vision's dope.
Have you prepared yourself for him spending his life in prison? Because he's gonna slip up.
No, don't say that. Don't say
he's
that.
gonna
I'm worried X might kill himself though. I really am scared. And also,
Oh,
did
you
you hear
guys,
the tour canceled?
don't get to go see X anymore.
Dude, after seeing Rob Stone's homie jumping, I ain't interested in going to see that.
I was telling Jake, I was like, we'd probably get killed at that concert. We were going to go see him in Raleigh. Add context to the people out there. We were going to go see a show in Raleigh, and then he canceled his tour dates because a family member of his was killed. So, or not killed, but he was shot, I think. So, prayers go out to X. And then he tweeted some really dark shit about killing himself, and then he deleted all his Instagram posts.
Yeah, his social media is kind of here and
Kind
there.
of quiet right now, so I really hope everything's okay in that situation because genuinely I feel like X is one of the most diverse and just pleasant artists to listen to on that new XXL freshman list.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
All right.
You got any hidden hits?
I can look through the heavy rotation. Probably didn't change much from last week.
It might not.
I can check
Mine
it.
kind of did actually, honestly.
Beautiful Thugger Girls is on there.
What's your favorite track off of that thing since we've
Off of
reviewed
Thugger
it?
Girls?
Yeah.
Probably You Said.
Oh.
Even though,
Is
Awaken
that-
My Love is on heavy rotation. Jeffrey, Damn, There's Really a Wolf, and Long Live ASAP. The rest are pretty much the same as last week.
Got you.
Mine is basically the same as last week.
What's a track that you're going to the most?
a track?
Yeah.
Well, with me listening to this a lot, you could sit there. You could put. Well, I made a bunch of beach playlists because I just got back from Charleston,
Hey.
so that's kind of in my heavy rotation. But the one thing that stuck out to me is For Your Eyes Only is back in my heavy rotation
Really?
because I was
So
listening.
you
to
like
that.
folding clothes?
Yes, I like folding clothes.
Oh, me and Jalen are going to write a remix. To
Yes, we
Foreign Clothes.
are. You can be. You
Yeah,
can join this.
You want to be? You can get some writing credits.
Absolutely.
It definitely goes. I want to buy tampons for you. And then we were going to mix a line in there talking about we both have mean flows.
Yeah, we are ready. We're doing this.
Oh God.
This is gonna happen.
We're for the women.
Yeah,
That's going to be our slogan.
Absolutely. We are a feminist podcast. Actually in my heavy rotation is a designer song.
Which one?
Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. Really love that single.
Yeah.
Kind of darker, a little moody, and I know the Future comparison's like a dead joke now, but honestly on this song, if you guys want to say he still sounds like Future, he's kind of doing Future sound a little better.
He's better.
Right
He's a better
now.
rapper than Future.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, and he's a lot more. He speaks clear.
Yeah.
And if Holy Ghost kind of fell under the radar, which kind of sucks because it's a really good song.
Did
so
you
you guys
hear-
should check it out.
The feature he had on Wiz Khalifa's little mixtape, Zanny for Zanny.
No.
murders
Yeah,
that song.
that's a really good song.
Really?
Actually.
Murders
What's
was
When Wiz Khalifa, when
Wiz
Khalifa
Khalifa
comes
is
on,
booty.
Wait, what's
you
what's
just
that
want to
song
turn it
called?
off.
Called
Zany for
Zanny for
Zany.
Zanny.
Zanny for Zanny and Holy Ghost. Check those out. He's got another song that I heard. It came out 3 days ago with Ski Mask, the Slump God. Forgot the name of it though. It's a good track though too.
All right.
Very, very good ratchet. Some music coming out, you know.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Subscribe, like, and follow us on Twitter at HLHPO. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a good night.